And welcome back. It is Monday and I am trying to get the rest of my zinnias out. We had so much rain yesterday. It started raining on Saturday, probably around 4 p.m. It rained all day Sunday, and then it's now around 10:30 in the morning on Monday, and the rain probably stopped about 45 minutes ago. It is extremely humid outside. The bugs, you just saw, mosquitoes are out galore right now after all of this rain and humidity. But nonetheless, I have these last two trays of zinnias that I will hope to get out right now. I started a lot of them back on Saturday afternoon, and I did a little bit of filming, but the rain was just on and off sprinkling, so I wasn't able to do much filming. And hey, if you're new here, by the way, my name is Christy. I'm located in Western Massachusetts, Zone 6A, and this is my second year selling flowers at my roadside flower stand, and I really bulked up compared to last year, and I had my stand open the past 2 weeks selling ranunculus and lilacs. We might get another ranunculus flush, I'm not quite sure, but fingers crossed. And then I'm waiting for some of my cool flowers to kick in. The dianthus are starting to slowly open up. Feverfew is getting there. My very short campanula are starting to bloom, which now I know I need to fall plant, so that is my game plan. But I'm trying to get all of my warm loving annuals in, and I just feel super behind because I had all of this in last year. Now I did not have nearly as many. I probably like quadrupled the amount of flowers that I had last year, which I mostly focused on zinnias and dahlias last year, and not quite much else besides that. A lot of perennials were my focus last year, but this year lots of warm loving annuals are coming in. So I have 2 more trays of my zinnias, like I said, and then afterwards I plan on getting some of my sunflowers and little itty bitty pieces here and there of just some leftover stuff like Sweet Annie. I still need to find a spot for my Dusty Miller, and then I don't have too much else after that. I would love to get all my planters in, and then next weekend focus on vegetables because I have so many tomatoes and I really want to get some squash and zucchini going and basil. So we still have a lot more to do, but I wanted to give you an update. So today we are doing, like I said, my zinnias, and I also have to plan out my zinnias up front that I just use as landscaping. So we have a lot to do, and the rain just really slowed me down. So I am just going to show you the zinnias that I have right now. They're very tall. We started them rather early. I did all of my more pastel colors earlier, and then we did some more successions with some of my brighter colors, and then I still have some trays of zinnias that are going to be hardening off this week for a more later fall color palette. So lots to do, and then I do plan on saving some probably to flip some beds later once like stock is done, ranunculus are done. So yeah, we are running really low on space, which is making me plant a lot tighter than I was hoping for. Last year with zinnias, I did a 9-inch spacing, and they were great, especially for those Benary Giants. We are going down more to like a 7-8, so we're just losing a few inches just because I have so much that I really want to get out. And then also, if I run out of space, I do have a plot at the front of my house that gets some good sun that I might just have to move some dirt and get some of my flowers out there. The only thing I did yesterday was go to Home Depot and I got some peonies. They were marked down 2 for $30, so I got 7 of them. Mostly I got the Sarah Bernhardt, and then I got one white one which I can't remember, and that is it. So that was my only productive thing with flowers yesterday. Oh, and I started 4 trays of sunflower seeds, which I do need to do a few more of those. So let me just show you right now what I have for my zinnias, and then we're gonna do the last 2 trays and keep on moving. Oh, and side note, the ground is super wet, but you know what? I have to plant right now, but the sun's supposed to come out within an hour or 2, and then we are ramping it up 20 degrees warmer once that sun starts to peek out of the clouds. So hopefully that will help dry things out. So I'm going to show you what I have left to do today. Here are my zinnias, and as you can see, we did pinch them earlier, so they're already starting to branch out, which probably around this time last year I was just pinching some. So we are going to be a lot more ahead of the game compared to last year. Some of the leaves got a little bit scorched because of, I think it's just my watering, where I would water early in the morning and they didn't have time to fully dry out. So they got a little bit scorched, but I did plant them anyways, hoping that they'll rebound. I feel like zinnias are pretty tough. And then I did have some yellowing of the leaves because they were in their trays with all this water that we've been having for the past few weeks. So that's why we really need to get them into the ground. But as you can see, they are starting to branch out. These are not my ideal healthy zinnias, but we had the warm weather, all the rain. So I'm hoping that if I just give them some fish emulsion once it starts to dry out, they will green up a little bit better and put on some growth. So I have 2 more trays over there. This should be plenty of room. And then along this playground area is where the sunflowers will be going. But other than that, everything kind of held up to the really bad rain. I do have a few that look like they broke with the amount of rain we had for my celosia. So definitely not my happiest transplants, but I think they're all going to hopefully rebound. So to measure my spacing, I love to use my Hori Hori knife. It is 6 inches, and then usually I would just do the whole entire width for my zinnias, but we're just going to be going in a little bit. I'm just going to continue the spacing that I have down here. So these are my zinnias that we are going to be using. They are rather large. They're branching off nicely, and they're not too bad except for some of the leaves on the bottom. They just got drenched by this rain. But in this, we have some Benary's white and some scarlet. I'm hoping to use these for some 4th of July bouquets. So it is going to be a month from now. I'm not quite sure. We'll see if I'm able to get some 4th of July bouquets out between some zinnias and ageratum. I have frost explosion. I'm just not quite sure with the temperatures how we're going to do. So I'm going to get these into the ground. My hopes is to get my netting up sometime this week. I have to nail in some of my T-posts, and then I will get my netting up so that way, in case if it starts to get windy, they won't be bending and or breaking, because I'm trying to have all the zinnias that I can. So I'm going to get these in, and I'll show you what it looks like once we're all done. So it's literally been about 2 hours because my kids were hangry, and then I got roped into another project, and it was upstairs. We are moving all my grow lights to the basement so that way everything is in one spot and I have more space. And I was looking out the window, and guess what I saw? Yep, those are all zinnias. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half zinnias that need to go into the ground. And then these are my these are my border ones. They are blooming, my double raspberry ripple, and then I have half of a tray of them over there. So this, look at how nice these are. These ones just look so much better. They were hardened off so nicely compared to the other ones in the shade over here. But yeah, guess what? I need to get all of these in too. So I don't know if I'm going to get much done like I was anticipating and hoping. Some of them look like they're munched on maybe by like a bunny or maybe some slugs. I'm not quite sure, but can we just also admire this feverfew right here? And my dianthus is also starting to bloom. So hopefully I'll have the flower stand open next weekend. But regardless, now I'm set back because I don't know how I missed them. And look, some of them are even starting to bud up. And these ones are some more Benary Giants. So yeah, it looks like I am going to mostly just be getting these in today. I was hoping to get my border ones out. We'll see when my little one was napping. So I might pause this, get the border ones out, and then come back to this, and then hopefully get sunflowers in today. But it looks like I won't be getting much else done besides that. So I'm going to move all of these over right now because I definitely want to get these into the ground, especially the taller ones. There's two that maybe could be pushed back another week, but I really don't want to, and I'm just hoping I have enough space. But I'll definitely have to bring out some more dirt as well. So yep, gonna move these back. Yeah, it looks like one of them has some ants on them, so we're gonna have to see what's going on there. But yeah, yep, just the land of the zinnias today, I guess. I honestly cannot believe that I forgot about these. And I really thought this was it until the ones I have hardening off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more trays of zinnias on top of this. So those ones are definitely gonna have to go out front. What was I thinking? Definitely not gonna have enough room. So we're gonna have to just see what we can get in right now and hope for the best. Quick outfit change because it's going to be about 80 degrees today. I have 2 trays left. So these are going to be a bunch of Oklahomas, and I think there's maybe 1 Benary's in here. And the last tray is going to be, of course, my Queenies. So I know that this corner right here, it's getting sun now. It should get a good amount of sun, but it's mostly afternoon sun. So I'm going to save my Queenies, and I think I'm going to put them in my raised beds. However, I was supposed to put my basil there, so we might have to rearrange where I'm going to put my basil. But I could possibly wait until next weekend, but I'm not sure when I'll have the front yard ready to go. I have to do a lot of weeding. I have to do some cleanup. There's some broken branches down. So I don't think that will be ready in the next few weeks. So those Queenies might have to go into a 6 by 3 foot bed, so it's going to be, again, some tight spacing. And since it's a raised bed, it's about 18 inches tall. They might get pretty dang tall over there. It does get a lot of afternoon sun, though, so we're going to have to see how this all pans out. But if I get these in and I have some space, I'll put them maybe in the corner because I don't want to cut into my sunflowers. I know I will kick myself in the butt if I cut into my sunflower area because I did a lot of successions, and I do know that I'm going to space them about 4 inches apart, so they'll be nice and close. But I have so many started, and it takes 50 to 60 days to maturity. There's going to be a point where I'm going to run out of space, and I only have one small little area in front of me by my house where that was my sunflower patch last year, but it's not quite ready to go. So I am not sure how we are going to make this all work, but we are going to squeeze everything in at some point. So I'm going to get this one in, and then I'll let you know where we're going to put our Queenies, but I think these ones are looking pretty darn good. And we are done, and I literally went to the very edge. I have something that's self-seated over there, so I left that, but look, we got all of our zinnias in, and yes, they are closely planted. I'm going to get some netting on this weekend. They have just been brutally beaten between it being super, super wet, super hot, and then wet again. But needless to say, I think I think I'm nuts. But you know what? I'll let you know how it goes. But as you can see, it gets super windy here. So I definitely need to net them. But look, just about all the rows are filled up. You know what? I could have put my Queenies here, but totally forgot about this section. And then we have snaps. And yeah, we're really filling in right now. And then sunnies will go down there. So I'm probably going to do that next. But super thrilled with how everything got planted out this weekend, despite the rain. All right, we are calling that a wrap on planting zinnias for today. I do have another succession that is in the greenhouse. I'm going to transfer that outside today so it can get some sun this afternoon, and then it is going to be hardening off. So hopefully we can get them outdoors in the next 2 weeks or so. That's going to be another project where I need to transplant them up front. So until next time, if you would like to stay updated and see how everything is doing, especially these zinnias, and yes, I know they are planted closely, but we are just going to work with what we have. I keep reminding myself that I just don't want to run out of flowers. Last year it was all about no flower left behind, and I'm hoping this year I will not have that problem. So if you would like to stay updated and see how everything is going, make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I will see you all next time. Happy gardening. Bye.